Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome in. Yo, welcome to the KillJoy Jake YouTube channel and or Kick channel, wherever you're streaming this bad boy. Hello. What's up, everybody? Welcome in. It's another exciting week of horror, the final week of January. We have some exciting news to talk about, and we have a brand new horror film, heck, two of them that I'm really excited for coming out at the end of the week. So, with so much to talk about, let's get into it. Let's see what everyone has to say. All right, let's get to it. Barb has just become a brand new YouTube member. Well, not really brand new. Barb has been a member for a little while now. Thank you so much for your support, Barb. Appreciate you a bunch. Barb's awesome, by the way. She's the reason I got to go to Scarefest and be a guest last year, which was so cool. So Barb rocks. Appreciate you a bunch. Thank you. Alexa Sekulik is saying, I want to see Terrifier 4 so bad. I feel ya, Alexa. I feel that big time. I want to see Terrifier 4 yesterday. So hey, hopefully we're able to see it sometime soon, or at least get some news on it, right? Get something. I mean, I get it. You know, Terrifier 3 just came out. And Damien is probably back to the drawing board figuring out what the hell comes next. But I'm an impatient fan. What can I say, Alexa? Thank you for being here, my friend. Thank you for being a member. I love the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff in your profile picture, too. Love it. King Matthew III, my liege. I see you spell Matthew just like Matthew Lillard. You got the two T's in there. What's up, fella? I can't wait for June 12th, 2026 when Scary Movie 6 releases. Me too. I just know it's going to rip into Scream 5. I wonder if they're going to parody Dewey's death and have Doofy die, or if Doofy will be Ghostface again. This is okay, I want to make I was actually thinking about making a whole video about this week. My prediction is Doofy is going to come back and be the killer again, and they're going to make fun of all the Stu theories. Like, dude, I'd bet money on it. I'd put my next paycheck on it, honestly. That would be so funny. That'd be such a great way to reincorporate Dave Sheridan's character. Because, I mean, come on. Doofy coming back, that would be hilarious. I would be so down for something like that. And you're also saying your prediction for Scream 7 is instead of the killer being after Sidney like usual, what if he's after Gale instead? Gale could get Sidney involved. You know, I might even have a little video idea for that as well, depending on what we get into. There was a little bit of a Scream update today, like a little tiny one. I don't know if it renders a whole video, but it does have the cogs in my brain working, so maybe I make a whole thing on it. But it's not even anything that's like super confirmed. It was just somebody saying, "Oh, I'm filming a movie down in Atlanta," so this could be something that's happening. But I haven't seen any confirmation of it actually. But I also haven't done a ton of research into it either. In all fairness, I just got out of the shower and I was like looking through my phone, and Alex, if you're hanging out with us, hello, what's up, Alex? He sent me a thing on Instagram like, dude, check this out. Like, look at this post. I'm like, okay, sick. So I don't know. Maybe we have a new character in Scream. It's a cameraman character for Gale. Apparently, is what the rumor suggests. But I don't know. Well, I might get into it in the video because I always have fun theories about these things. And this is one where I'm like, I could see something with this. I could see being a whole video out of this. But anyways, Austin Daniels, look at them peepers on that dog saying, "Hey Jake, did you see the Resident Evil news? Zach Krager, I think, is a great choice to reboot the franchise." Yes, I talked about it in my brand new video today, Austin. I'm a big Resident Evil fan. Love the games, love the movies. I can't wait for more. And we're getting a new Silent Hill movie this year, which is hype as fuck. I still haven't played the Silent Hill remake, which I wish I had more time for video games. Got to start up the video game channel again. Got to make that happen if I can. But yeah, Zach Krager's great. I mean, he directed Barbarian from 2022. He's got a new movie coming out at the top of 2026 called Weapons, which looks good. It's a big actor showcase. Could be something fun. You know, we don't know yet. Maybe it sucks. I hope not. But Zach Krager, great choice in my opinion, especially after everything we saw in Barbarian. The tone, the feel. I feel like that could totally work for something like Resident Evil. It's a little goofy. It's kind of dark. Has a little tension building here and there. I don't know, there's some fun stuff in there that I could totally see applying to a new Resident Evil movie. They are talking about being a little closer to the game, which I guess I'm in the vast minority here on this one. But I really feel like when it comes to video game movies, I really like when they kind of stray off and do something else. Me personally, that's just what I really vibe with. So I'm kind of hoping to see something like that happen with the next Resident Evil. It's Zach Krager's version of it, essentially. They just tried to do a Resident Evil that's one-to-one with the games with the last movie, and I don't know if all of it worked. But I'm open to whatever interpretation Zach wants to do. Listen, I'm sold after Barbarian. What can I say? We have Tad and Ginger hanging out with us over on Kick. Hello. She says, hello, Poop Man. I'm already on season 2 of The Handmaid's Tale. I gotta watch that. I've heard very good things about it. Girlfriend's watching it right now, and she says it's very good. So I gotta get into that. Definitely gotta check that out. Shot by Shot is saying, hey, Jake, I just made my first found footage horror film, and I think you'd like it. I will definitely give it a watch. I'm thinking about getting into a little found footage myself, so that's exciting. I hope it's awesome, Shot by Shot. That's sick. Catbread says, I don't care what anyone says. As a Stu fan, I want him back. Justice for Stu Mocker. I love the energy, Catbread. But I'm all good. but I'm set. I'm set on all that. I gotta say, you guys know, I love me some Stu. He's awesome. He cracks me up in that first movie. But what's he been doing for 30 years? Jerking off in a basement somewhere? I mean, what else would you do in that if you were in his situation, potentially alive after getting a TV smashed on your face? That sucks. RJ Skarenki is saying Monday nighttime to talk some horror. RJ is always so positive. He comes into these streams with such a positive attitude, and I love it. We need more positivity around here, damn it. RJ, I appreciate you. Thanks for being with us tonight, dog. Cruel ZV is saying hello. Love the Art the Clown in your profile picture. Isn't that scene nasty in Terrifier 3 where he's like his freshly birthed head is on that bloody body from the second film? Ooh, I love it. Some great stuff, Cruel ZV. My man Jake, what's up? What's up? And Tonus, thanks for being a member, fella. What's up? What's up? Welcome in. Paula Fitzhenry, same to you. Hi, hello, howdy. How is the killiest of all Jakes doing? Pretty good. I'm banging, as the kids. Do the kids say that? I don't think so. Maybe like the kids from the 80s say that, but not nowadays. They probably say it's lit, bro. Oh God, I'm so old. My back hurts. I'm trying so hard to be cool, but it's just not happening. Can't wait to see Companion. Already got my tickets. Magnificent logo. This is one of the big movies coming out this week. So excited. A lot of good reviews from people who got to see Companion early. I've heard really good things about it, despite having a little bit of a marketing fumble. Right? They showed way too much in that last trailer, which was a major bummer to me. So if you haven't seen it, I won't say nothing. I'll shut up. If you only seen that first teaser, that was like excellent. Teased this concept really well. Had a bunch of strange shots. It was awesome. I loved that. But Companion, it does. I'm still excited for it. Even though it does kind of just look like another movie that's already fucking awesome. But I'm still going to check out Companion, see what it's all about. I hope I like it. I hope it's good. Sophie Thatcher, Jack Quaid. I mean, it's got an excellent cast. Hopefully it's good. Another big update I talked about in today's video is a live-action version of Crossed, which, guys, if you don't know what Crossed is, brutal comic book from Garth Ennis. I'm really excited to see what this is all about. It comes from Rob Jabez, who wrote and directed a film called The Sadness, which is basically the same thing. It's heavily inspired by Crossed, and I guess it's kind of his own thing, right? But he's actually now directing the movie adaptation of the thing that so much inspired his own work. So that's exciting to me. I think I kind of get into a little bit about how I'm in such a weird place with that movie. There's things I love, there's things that I'm like iffy about, but at the same time I totally understand why certain decisions were made there. Crossed, The Sadness, a movie that may not be for you, and that's totally okay, because there's some shit in there that's too far for some people. I can understand that. So, but it is interesting nonetheless. Am I excited for Hard Eyes? You goddamn right I am. I might be seeing that one early too, which is hype as fuck. I saw I Know What You Did Last Summer for the first time yesterday. I loved it. Can't wait for the 2025 one. Ooh, you just watched that one for the first time. That's exciting. That's a good one, too. That's a really good late 90s slasher, man. Nice. JT Owsley is saying, my 60-year-old boss is upset I didn't apply to be her new lead. She even tried thermal nail polish, seeing the colors change based on her mood, pink to purple, to sway me, but all I want to do is... I don't want to read the end of that. What? JT Owsley, I hope you're okay. I hope everything's all right there. It sounds like maybe it's not, and I'm scared. Positive vibes your way, my dude. Official, I don't even want to read that too. Hi, hello. What's up? I love the Thanksgiving profile picture. That's cool. Very nice stuff. Allison Chains, loved Presents. Great movie. Not getting enough love. Not enough love going towards presents, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are sleeping on that film. That's pretty good. It's not really, I said it in my review, it's not really scary, but like, if you want if you want a movie that presents itself as a haunted house thriller, and it is a little, like maybe a little tiny scary, but super emotional and will like fuck you up at the end, yeah, that'll do it for you. Probably my favorite horror film of the year so far, if you want to call it that. Hey, Jake, smell my finger. I'm good, VKD, but thank you for being a member. I never smell a finger. I'm not going to do it. What if Scream 7 took place at a rock concert, something like that movie Trap? That would be fun. I had a good time with Trap, man. Trap and Smile 2, kind of, it's very similar concepts. Smile 2, I think, is way better, but I did like Trap as well. I don't know. I had a fun time with both of those. I wouldn't mind something like that. I especially liked that, I don't know, a lot of the characters in Trap, I think, was like the strongest part of it to me. Is it like absolutely way too ridiculous? Of course it is. But that's okay. It's fun for what it is. I watched Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. It's pretty good. Also, I like how Clown Peter looks like the Joker from The Dark Knight. Yeah, I almost wish they had done more with that, if I'm being honest. I did really like Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, but that is kind of just like a little brief moment in the film, and they move on past that. But I do like it. Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, really fun film. It's definitely my favorite from the TCU so far. Like an easy number one out of all three of the films we've gotten so far. They just keep getting better. They keep getting better and better and better. So hopefully that trend stays the same. Whatever happened to Art the Clown's sense of dread? He's so campy now. I mean, he's always been a little campy. In that first movie, well, I mean, Art the Clown predates Terrifier 1, but in Terrifier 1, the dude's, going, driving around on his little bike. It's cute. He's a cute little guy. He's always been a little campy, I think. Final Destination Bloodlines revealed a logo today. Does that mean trailer real soon? Definitely, yes. This was the same thing that happened with Scream, Scream 5 in particular. They posted a, what was it? They had the logo reveal, and then it was like a couple of weeks later, I remember, the first trailer for Scream 5 came out. So that was hype. That was hype as fuck. I'm hoping we see the same with Bloodlines here. The Cross comics are way worse than the Sadness movie. Just saying that I'm excited. That has me hyped. That has me hyped for it. But it is definitely the same concept. I guess that's what I was trying to say earlier. Same idea of taking the zombie infection idea and applying it to like human beings' worst desires, which is horrible and a little bit of a commentary on society, which I think is cool. A lot of zombie movies are, even like Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead. If you want to go back that far, yeah. I mean, they're all of them have a little bit of a commentary, societal commentary angle to them, which I've come to appreciate. The Crystal Lake Slasher Edits is saying, hey, Jake, have you seen the 2012 movie, The Pact? That's the one with the dogs, right? The Pact. Hang on, let me double check. Fact check. So I'm not talking out my ass. The Pact. Oh, wait, maybe this isn't it. Following her mother's death, recovering drug addict Annie reluctantly returns to the family home to care for her sister. The place holds many unpleasant memories from her childhood, but what greets her this time is far worse. This is the dog movie, right? Am I right? Am I right in saying that? I feel like I remember this. See, now I gotta read it. Now I gotta read up on it. Let me know down in the comments. Is this the dog movie? Like, don't they get attacked by wolves? Or is that the pack? Not the Pact. I don't think I've seen this movie. Wow, nice. Cool. That's exciting. That's a new horror movie to add to the list, Crystal Lake Slasher Edits. I love 2012 or like early 2010s horror movies. A lot of those are banging. So if this is like a secret one that I've just never seen, I'm into it. So down for it. Definitely gonna have to check that out sometime. Yasmer, what's up, Yaz? How's it going? Hi, Jake. Have you ever considered doing a live movie reaction or full movie commentary? So yeah, I do. I was doing what was it? I was doing like these like watch parties for a little while. The last one we did, it just kind of felt like I don't know, it felt like people weren't really into it. Maybe it was just the movie, but we're now I'm kind of switching it up a little bit and just doing something else this week. But I will absolutely do some more watch parties or some kind of like movie commentary, some movie reaction, that kind of stuff like that. It's a big thing I've noticed with this page when it comes to just like experimenting is the way the algorithm works here in 2025. I'm kind of locked into movie update videos. I try to do the other stuff on the page sometimes, and I don't know, it just doesn't get the same. YouTube just doesn't push it as much. It's not even that like people aren't watching it. It's people don't get recommended the stuff. Like I'll actually ask people sometimes, and I'm like, did you guys get, like, I'm not asking if you guys watched this, but did it get recommended on your page? Most people say no. Like YouTube just throws out my update videos, and that's about it. I've done like 3 or 4 interviews in the last, what was it? Just the last couple of weeks, I think. Some really good interviews too. I mean, I interviewed the cast and crew of the most recent Asylum movie. Scott Chambers, I've done multiple interviews with him. What was the other one too? The Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey people. I had them on the page. Some of like the cast and crew of the first movie. And I don't know, just not a ton of coverage on that. So if I want to do something that is a little, even, it sounds like this would work on this page, right? But in my experience, I guess it doesn't. So I'm actually, at some point, I do want to hop over to another page and start doing some weirder stuff like that. KillJoy Jake Retro is where that will happen eventually. But as of right now, I'm just trying to build up this channel to a certain point so that when we hop over to this other page, it's just bam, we got a bunch of people already interested in that stuff. But Yasmer, put that on the back burner. It's coming soon, I promise. We'll have more stuff like that upcoming here in a minute. JPR is saying, having had watched Terrifier 3 and Sonic 3 makes me think which upcoming horror movies, 28 years later, Scream 7, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, all those movies, do you think might suffer from pacing issues? Ooh, you think Sonic 3 and Terrifier 3 had pacing issues? Interesting. I just watched Sonic 3 and I love those movies. They're neat. I think all 3 of the Sonic movies are very neat. They're good kids movies. So I'm definitely not as hard on kids movies as I am horror films, just because, I mean, they're made for kids, you know. I'm not going to be like, well, this plot point doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Why would that hedgehog think to do that in the moment? You know, I'm having fun with these movies a little more, a little more laid back when it comes to kids flicks. But Sonic 3, I mean, man, the only negative I guess I have about it is I wish we had more Keanu Reeves. He was awesome. Shadow the Hedgehog was cool. So it was nice seeing him. Pacing issues for Terrifier 3. I feel like, Terrifier 3 had to be a certain length for them to distribute it in theaters again. But I honestly could have used the movie that was, 2.5 hours long with T3. Definitely could have used another scene here or there. I remember just thinking to myself, like, why didn't they show the scene where Sienna's actually digging up the sword? I mean, I don't know if it was necessary to tell that story. You know, it's not, but would have been cool to see that, like for her to go back to the Terrifier from the sequel. I don't know. Would have been cool to see that, have some like flashbacks to shit that happened before. Would have been kind of fun. Not necessary, but would have been nice to shed a little light on Sienna's mental state even more. Kyle Gordon, what's up, fella? Love the penguin in your profile picture. I can't say it enough. It's so cute. Good evening, Jake. I'm so glad I saw Presents. That was a really good film. So excited to see Companion 2. Have a good night. Same to you, my penguin friend. I hope you enjoyed that flick, and I hope you're gonna enjoy Companion as well. It's gonna be a good one. Will Companion be like an adult Megan movie? Yeah, maybe. I imagine. It sounds like she's like a sex bot. so yeah. What's interesting about that too is there's a Megan spin-off film called Soulmate, which deals with the same stuff, with the same subject matter. So it's interesting how that happens, how all these ideas from the ether all seem to come out all around the same time. Scary Movie 6 should have a shrine similar to Scream 6's Doofy's vacuum. Oh, no, don't go in that thing, dude. That thing's full of spunk. Oh, Jesus. I'm so into that. There's so much. I mean, there is so much potential for some really good jokes in Scary Movie 6, man. I might have to make... I've been against doing Scary Movie, like, theories, but, man, the more I talk about it, the more I'm like, that would make for a good video. That's funny. What do you think would happen if the thing took the substance? I don't even know. That's a great question, Marley Kai. Holy shit. Like, what if you injected the substance into the thing? What would happen? Man. I mean, like, it also depends on who got thinged. Like, are we talking like, I'm trying to think. Someone from the fucking movie. I can't think of any names from the thing. But let's say the dog. Let's say the fucking dog. What happens if you substance the thing? Does it just turn back into the dog? I don't know. That's some science, movie science bullshit that I need answers to. Stat Marley Kai 2000. That's a really good question, though. I really like that. Jake, turkey from Thanksgiving versus Chicken Man. Who wins? Well, you know, you guys don't know the full extent of Chicken Man's power. He might be immortal. I don't know. Who knows? We never saw him get hurt in Chicken Man. So I don't know. Maybe he can't get hurt. But who knows? We'll never know. I guess we'll never know until the next Chicken Man thing comes out. So Magnificent Logo is saying, Jake, have you seen the new Bloody Disgusting video? There are people's reactions and thoughts about Screamboat, and at the end of the video, there's footage of Steamboat Willie, I imagine, slashing someone with whatever he has. I saw like a picture from that or something. I didn't get around to the video, but I was super busy. I was busy today. But dude, that is sick though. I saw a little shot from it, and he looks ridiculous. That is going to be a very funny movie. I can't wait to see what it's all about. You know, Steamboat Willie, man, turning that into a horror movie. We see a lot of Mickey Mouse slashers in just the last couple of years. Last year, I should say, as this has fallen into the public domain. But I feel like this might be the best one. And by best, I mean like the most ridiculous, which means, I guess, the most fun, right? But I'm here for it, man. It's David Howard Thornton in front of a green screen pretending to kill people. And he's really small. He's a really small little mouse stabbing people in the ankle. I mean, that's hilarious. How can we say no to that is what I say. I'm sure that's going to be fun. I'm definitely going to watch it at some point. Gonna see what's up. Hey, Jake, hope all is well. Who do you think would win in a fight, Heart Eyes Killer or Harry Warden? We need a video of that ASAP after Heart Eyes is over with. I really want to do something on Heart Eyes before it comes out. At least one more video until next, because it's next week, right? It's literally like 2 weeks away here. I want to do something on it. We'll be talking about all this soon. I get a lot of questions about versus things in my in my comments here. I might have to do like some kind of series on that. Like who would win in a fight, this character or this character. That would be fun. That'd be a fun little series. I want to bring the versus series back, so that might actually be a fun way to kind of reinvent it, right? Be a cool thing to do. Horror's Greatest is a good one on Shudder. I agree, Alice in Chains. I got to watching a little bit of that. I'm maybe like halfway through it. It's fun. It's really like, you know, it's base level horror knowledge, but it's like it's fun to go through all that. You know what I mean? It's just it's a good time. I had a good time with it, man. Are you going to be live for my birthday? It's February 5th. I'll be 32. Fuck, I'm old. Cody, I'm right behind you, buddy. I'm going to catch up to you here in just a couple of years. But February 5th. When is February 5th? I'll tell you right now. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a Wednesday. I'll have a members only stream that day, and you're a member. Look at that. So yes, I will be live on your birthday. Every Wednesday, we do members-only streams. They're going to be a ton of fun. I have a fun plan for this Wednesday. Stop on by if you're a member. It's going to be a good time. Have you seen the movie Subservience with Megan Fox as an AI robot? I saw that on Netflix. I never got around to watching it. I'm going to be honest, you know, I'm covering the Sophie Thatcher movie that comes out this weekend because it's got a lot of good reviews. But when it comes to movies like this about like, you know, let's not beat around the bush here. It's sex robots. That's what all this is. They've already made the best sex robot movie, and it's Ex Machina. It's so good. It's an excellent movie. It's super emotional. It's horrifying. I think it has one of the scariest, worse than death fates for a character in a movie ever. And I don't know. To me, it's like Ex Machina. It fucking rocks. I'm here for it. Megan Fox in a movie like this, I'll definitely watch it. I'll definitely I'll give it a shot. Sure, why not? But to me, it's like, man, they already made the best version of this. It's gonna be hard to top Ex Machina. That's a damn masterpiece right there, dude. Alex Garland, he kicks ass with most of his movies, almost all of them. There's like one I'm not crazy about, and it's Men. Men is okay. Men is fine. It's for what it is. But man, those first two movies, bangers. And Civil War was really cool too. That's like my third favorite. Jack Quaid would be a perfect Quagmire for a real life Family Guy. Dude's got to get like a chin that's like this though. Like a what is with that chin on Quagmire, man? I don't know what's going on there. He's got like the jaw structure of like a starfish, maybe. I don't know. It's some weird things going on with that chin there. Scott Royston's hanging out with us tonight. What's up, Scott? How's it going, man? Yo, yo, yo. Welcome in. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Rick Dom 4 is saying, I'm at Disney World, but I'm clocked in for the Big Dog stream. That's so cool. Dude, you're at Disney World and you're still watching KillJoy Jake streams. That is so sweet. I appreciate you, dog. I appreciate the heck out of you. I'll tell you what, though, man. Enjoy Disney World. That is so cool that you're there right now. I hope you're having a ton of fun. Thank you for stopping in and supporting the page, nonetheless. Really does mean a lot to me. But have fun, too. Make sure you're having fun more than anything. That's what's most important about this life. We got to have some good times. Sending love, brother. What's up, Tyler? How's it going, dog? The stream has been playing as I tattoo. Yes, I force my clients to watch my YouTube. Oh, dear God, I feel bad for your clients. They're like, I don't even care about horror movies. Who is this Killboy Jack? God, this guy's annoying. He just doesn't shut up about horror movies. Yeah, I don't. But you know what, Tyler, regardless, but between you and Rick, I'm unbelievably flattered. People are listening to me getting tattooed at Disney World. It's crazy. You never know where a KillJoy Jake stream is going to pop up. It's ridiculous. Tyler, so much love back to you, my friend. Thank you for being here, dog. And also your clients, I should say. What's up, Jake? Any news on the remake of American Psycho, says Jack5. The latest update we got, just making sure, didn't get a text from my mod there. We're chilling. Latest update we got on this one is that Bret Easton Ellis, the author of the original book, has denied the claims that Austin Butler has been cast as Patrick Bateman, which is kind of bizarre to me. Like, I don't know what his involvement is in the actual film itself, because, you know, of course he is just like the writer of the original novel. We know that Luca Guadagnino is the actual director. I don't know what's up with this. You know, I don't know what's going on there. Little Trouble in Paradise, maybe? I hope not. I've had this opinion for a while, but I will say it again. I don't think American Psycho needs a remake, but if they want to do like a wildly different take on it, it's a totally different movie than the 2000s movie, I'm open to it. I'll see it. Is it going to be better than the 2000 movie? I mean, no. Don't expect that. Don't expect a movie that tops Christian Bale's like unbelievably unforgettable performance, man. I mean, one of my favorite horror movies ever is American Psycho. I love it, but I am excited to see it, though. I'm still going to give it a watch. Any sort of continuation of my favorite stuff, I got to see, you know? I got to see what it's all about. Willie looks different on the poster for Screamboat than in the movie. Ooh. Oh, you mean yeah, I know what you're talking about. There's the one poster where it's like, he kind of just looks like an animated Mickey Mouse. Yeah, I kind of like that he just looks like he almost has like some hyper realism to him, like with the design. I feel like that makes it goofier, at least for me. And I'm excited to see David actually have a role where he talks, right? Like he actually has like goofy little Freddy Krueger one-liners. That's exciting to me. I don't know. He's got a great voice. If you guys have never heard him do anything besides Art the Clown, actually in Terrifier 2, he actually does have a line, just not his art, obviously. He has that what is it? The Art Krispies. He's like try Art Krispies. He does this crazy laugh. Whew, man, he would be a good Joker. I'll tell you what. But David Howard Thornton, man, anything he does, I will see at least once. Even the mean one, and even Screamboat, I'll check it out. That's my Fuzz boys doing Screamboat too. I love the Fuzz on the Lens guys. I love them. It's getting a little hard to support them with a movie like that though. But I'm still gonna see this bad boy. Gonna see what it's all about. It's ridiculous, but I'm here for it. Talia Nakarado is saying, I'm excited for Scary Movie 6. I think they could really revive the franchise after the last one. Also, I'm excited for Final Destination in May. Hell yeah. Talia, you got to come on the page sometime. We keep talking about it, and I just keep forgetting because I'm just, I just work all the time, and I forget. My brain's not too good anymore. I think I smoke too much pot. But anyways, Talia, absolutely come on. We got to come on the page. You got to come on the page sometime. We got to talk a little bit about Scary Movie and Scream and all this fun stuff. Scary Movie 6 in particular, I really do want to start getting into a little more because I got a lot of faith in this one, which I haven't had a whole lot of faith in a comedy in a very long time, and it's really refreshing being able to talk about that. So I'm kind of thinking about, I can't believe how my video today did way better than I thought it was going to. So I'm like, Man, I might start talking more about Scary Movie 6. I'm hyped. I'm excited to be talking about, something else, kind of as a little bit of a flagship series on this on this page. And also, again, comedies, man, very passionate about those, maybe just as much as horror, because I feel like they're totally dead right now. Like, horror is booming, which is, definitely makes one side of my movie loving heart happy. But the fact that comedies are just like in the gutter right now. I mean, everything is something adjacent right now. It's like comedy with this, right? It's like Marvel movies have a bout of comedy in them. Sonic was silly. It had Jim Carrey in it. But like, you don't see movies anymore where it's just like a new comic that's really goofy that just hit the scene is just has some ridiculous thing that he's attached to. So I'm really hoping that Scary Movie 6 like really works for people, makes a bunch of money at the box office. Hopefully it just reignites this spark for comedies to come back, because I miss them, man. I miss them. I want my Anchorman 3. I want my new Jim Carrey comedy. I miss it, man. But Final Destination, 100%. It's funny with these two franchises, Scary Movie and Final Destination. They both have a fifth entry, but in one scenario, it's the worst of the franchise. In the other, it might be the best, which I think is very silly, because Scary Movie 5, that was a skip, baby. Let me tell you. But Final Destination 5, I don't know. It just does it for me. It works for me on so many different levels. I love it. The twist at the end blew my mind. I love it. Great movie. Excellent film. Maybe my favorite from the whole bunch, which is crazy. Maybe even sacrilege to say. Lollipop Sanchez is dying for some Alien Earth. Oh, that's gonna bang, dude. So excited. The aliens are finally coming to Earth, which has definitely never happened before in two crossover movies. What? Definitely has never happened. But I mean, technically in the Alien timeline, I guess it hasn't happened, technically. So this is cool. I'm excited to see what this is all about. Big prequel to basically the entire franchise. And we're gonna learn more about Weyland Yutani's roots, I guess. So that's exciting, man. I hope Alien Earth. I hope it rocks. Hope it's a good one. Remember the Afraid movie Blumhouse made, dude? I still haven't seen that. Again, there's a lot of AI horror movies, and not that that's completely out of place, right? I get it. AI is a threat to the industry right now. Of course, a lot of horror movies are going to be made about it, but it does just kind of feel like they're doing the same thing with every movie. Like Afraid, it looks like another Megan. It looks like a very similar thing. It looks like a movie I've seen 1,000 times before. So I don't know. I'm just kind of like, yeah, do your AI horror movie, man, but find a new way to do it. Find a new way to tell that story. Jake, I got you beat. Mine is Groundhog Day. I'll be 51. Scott, that's brutal, man. Happy early birthday, though. Happy early birthday. And you know what? 50 is fucking awesome. That's what I say. 50 is fucking awesome in my book. 51, even better. Rock and roll. Let's be real. None of this would be possible with sex robots if it wasn't for Austin Powers. You know what? You're right. Austin Powers was the first one to do sex bots. So there would be, I would love to do like a review of Ex Machina, and the entire time just talk about, well, this Alex Garland couldn't have made this movie without the genius that is Austin Powers, of course. Oh my, I couldn't make it through that video. I'd be cracking up the whole time. That's excellent. That's Cody, you just made me crack up. That's really funny. Anthony is saying, I read that a lot of 2025 movie trailers may be attached to the Super Bowl in February. Man, I hope so. Every Super Bowl, I feel like we get some big horror trailer, which is like really exciting, at least the last couple of years that I've been doing all this fun shit. So I hope we get something then. We might get a Final Destination trailer. We might get an Alien Earth like full trailer, which we got the teaser trailer for Alien Earth, but it didn't really show us anything. It's kind of all stuff we already knew, which I think is kind of boring, but it was still cool. Still cool to see an alien, maybe a face hugger. I still can't tell after seeing that teaser trailer multiple times, bouncing around in a little spaceship that's hurtling towards Earth. So it's cool. I mean, it's cool, but we knew that from the plot description that came out like months ago. I'm just excited for I'm just excited for a full trailer. I want to see some of the characters, and some of the situation setups and all that. We'll see. We'll see what's up with all this. Jake, Companion versus Heart Eyes box office. Good question. I feel like it's going to kind of be a similar race here because Companion has a lot of really positive early reviews. Heart Eyes does too, but Companion right now, maybe it's because the movie's just coming out this week, but I have not stopped. It's been nonstop. Like, people just keep talking about how great this movie is from those who have already seen it. And I've actually spoken with some folks who've seen it. They really liked it. So I imagine these are both going to do pretty well. Heart Eyes has a lot of, a little bit of that word of mouth too, but it's also getting a lot of airplay across social media. A lot of advertisements for this one, for sure, all over the place. So Heart Eyes, I definitely see it pull in a little bit from the box office. It's a slasher that's coming out like kind of at this time when slashers are very popular, but there isn't a ton of slashers coming out like right now. So I can see Heart Eyes having a good box office. It's topical, it's about Valentine's Day. It comes out the week before. I can see it making some good money for the first couple of weeks. Companion, I'm going to be honest, its box office might be stunted by Heart Eyes because it's going to be competing in its second week a little bit there, but I still see Companion making some money. I think Heart Eyes ultimately is going to beat it if I had to, just guess. I think it's going to be close though. I don't think it's going to be like Heart Eyes is going to blow that movie out of the water, but I feel like it's going to be closer than we think. But Heart Eyes definitely I see making more money. I wonder, is it legit going to be good? Scream 7? I hope so. Green Gaze. I really hope so. I hope so, man. I hope it doesn't suck because I'm hearing a lot of crazy things that make me scared. Sage Rodriguez is saying I binged Terrifier 3 and Hatchet 3. Nice. People call these franchises similar all the time, and yes, they both have brutal kills. But I'm just a little more invested in Art the Clown than Victor Crowley, I guess. But I do like both. There's things about Hatchet I enjoy. Some fun stuff in there. Alan is saying I fucked up on the poll last week about Kincaid. Scream 7 with Chad and Mindy without Tara. I don't even know, man. That's funny. What's funny, Alan, is I have a couple of goals this year. One of those is I want to put out a poll every single day of the year. I kind of stopped doing that for a little while. I think it's fun just to see what everyone has to say about these weird little things that pop up in my brain. And I appreciate whenever people, I love being able to do that. It's just another way to talk horror. You know what I mean? And I get some really fun comments through there as well. So definitely check out the polls every week. There's a new one at noon every single day about some kind of horror topic, sometimes topical, sometimes not at all. Sometimes it's going to be something random. I have a really funny one coming up too that I already have scheduled. But I am excited for Scream 7. You just mentioned Mark Kincaid. I'm excited to see what Joel does, what Joel McHale brings to the role. But I am worried because, again, I've only ever really seen him play douchebags in movies. I don't know. I hope that he's able to pull off the nice guy. Maybe he's the opening kill, which I'm not ruling out because especially after seeing that new TikTok from McKenna Grace, I'm like 100% sure she's Ghostface now. Which we'll probably be talking about in a video tomorrow. Let's be real. But man, whew, something's going on there. Something's going on, man. So Joel McHale, maybe the opening kill. We'll see. Maybe that's how Ghostface establishes we're targeting Sydney again. I'm not sure. Scary Movie 6 should really make fun of the cult of Stu somehow. I'm telling you, do it with Doofy. Bring back Doofy for the next movie. He's not dead either. That's the best. Not that it would matter in the Scary Movie universe, but he's not dead. So bring back Doofy, man. You better have Dave Sheridan in that one, or I'm gonna be like freaking out, shitting and pissing all over the place. Thanksgiving 2 is coming this year, hopefully, with some new cast members, says Eric. Yeah, last I heard they were filming this movie, but I swear to God, I haven't seen any updates beyond that. You think we'd get like a set photo or something, right? I haven't seen anything. Maybe I missed it, but man, nothing on Thanksgiving 2, which kind of bums me out. We got a big update last November, right around Thanksgiving time, where Eli Roth was talking about gearing up for the sequel and doing another one, which is really exciting. But I'm hoping we get some more news on that, man. I'm sure we'll see it at the end of the year, though. Oh, yes, I'm excited for this one, Kai. Saying thoughts on Return of the Living Dead 2025. I'm fucking hyped for this one, dude. This one's gonna rock, I think, because me personally, those first two Return of the Living Dead movies, I love them. The rest of the sequels, I don't know, I'm not crazy about. Some people have a soft spot for the third one, which is understandable. Some really fun and campy performances there. But I don't know, there's something about the first two, like they just have a certain flavor that the other ones just don't have. That I love it. I love coming back to them. It's a great little duology. Feels like this new one is going to fit in line with the first two a little more, which is the big thing I'm looking for, man. So personally, I'm hyped up for this one. I can't wait. Excuse me. I get some crazy hiccups when I've just been talking for this long, but yeah, no, I am really hyped for this one. Again, those first couple of movies are so silly, so ridiculous. Kind of brought meta humor to, the zombie world before, obviously Scream was able to do that for slashers, but I hope they carry that same energy here in 2025. We'll just have to see. If you guys want a taste of what this movie is all about, there's already a teaser out. It's a Christmas-themed Return of the Living Dead movie, which is so cool. You can see Tar Man with little icicles on his fingers dragging a Christmas tree through a graveyard. It's crazy. It looks completely insane. Really excited for that. Did you hear that Robert Eggers is making a movie called Werewolf? It could be better than Wolfman. I am really excited for Werewolf, and I hope it's better than Wolfman. I did a whole video talking a little bit about it last week sometime. And yeah, I hope it's good. I hope it rocks. Hope it rocks, man. Robert Eggers, he hasn't done me wrong yet, so I think it's going to be great. I can't believe how many people hated Nosferatu. Like, I'm actually quite shocked. Almost all the comments I got on the Werewolf video was like, dude, this is going to suck. Nosferatu was ass. And I'm like, what? Oh, man, that's crazy to me. I don't know. I love Nosferatu. It's the same story you've seen 1,000 times. Like, I'll give you that, Nosferatu haters. But man, those performances are so good. I mean, I don't know. To me, it's like I feel like put on something from like Tubi, dog. Put on something from Tubi and compare that to Nosferatu. Like, it's not. You can't. I don't know. You just can't say that's awful compared to something like that. That's nuts to me. But hey, we all have our opinions. We're all entitled to them, even if they're crazy. Scott Royston, thank you for gifting some KillJoy Jake memberships, dog. Appreciate you. Who are those going to? Cody Lester, Daniel K, Zero, Flesh Suit Man, and A. Warren Johnson. Hell yeah, dog. Welcome to the fold, everybody. Appreciate you guys. Sip up on the Kool-Aid. It's delicious. Scott, thank you for supporting the page as always. You're killing it, dog. So much love to you, my friend. Thanks for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, yo, says Zero. Zero's hyped up. Ooh, Zero, I like your profile picture. That's sick. Very nice. Turn Stu's TV off. That's really funny. I like that. Am I excited for Sinners? Yes. This is what's his face? Matthew Kugler? Is that his name? Ryan Coogler? I don't know. Sinners. I forgot the name. I forgot the person who's doing this. Ryan Coogler. Matthew Coogler. Where did I get that from? Yeah, Ryan Coogler. He did the Black Panther movies and Creed. Right. I knew that. I definitely knew that. Yeah, I'm excited for Sinners. This is going to be fun. New horror film with Michael B. Jordan. That's going to be sick, I think. I'm definitely going to check that one out when it comes out here very soon. I want to do more reviews this year, man. It's been too. I didn't do enough last year, I feel. So really trying to cover as many weird horror movies as I can. I don't care if they get no views. I want to cover more movies this year for sure. Yurdy G, thank you for the $5. Thank you for supporting the page. Saying, what's up? I see you're excited for a little scary movie there. And Hard Eyes, apparently. You're saying Hard Eyes gives me the vibes of the underrated Valentine from 2001. This is, you know what, if we're going to do the Versus video that we were talking about earlier, Yurdy G, you might have missed that conversation. I really think, me personally, we should do like a mashup between those two killers. The Cupid from Valentine, I should say, and the Hard Eyes, the HEK, Hard Eyes Killer. Put them up against each other. Who would win that fight? That would be fun. I definitely think that this is going to be similar vibes, probably, but maybe with a little bit of a modern touch, What's cool, Valentine, I don't want to spoil it for you because if you haven't seen this movie, the twist is like the best part. Like Valentine has like this grade A unexpected twist at the end of the movie that blew my fucking mind. Honestly, You know, I remember writing Red Right Hand and thinking to myself, I love the subtle reveal of Valentine, because they don't do it in a way where it's like a guy takes off the mask real dramatically and says, I'm the killer, here's my reason why. No, it's like this super subtle way of doing it, and it's like it hits that much harder for that reason. And I remember trying to incorporate a little bit into the ending of Red Right Hand, where it's like it's not like super in your face what happened there, but it's like there's context clues to get you to that point. And Valentine, kind of the same way. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not seen this film, it's probably gonna be excellent viewing before before Hard Eyes comes out next week. Definitely give that one a watch if you haven't seen it. Oh, it's good. God, it's good. It's a Scream-inspired slasher film, so if you like Scream, you're probably gonna like this one. Same director as Urban Legends that did that one too. So, but yeah, I'm excited for Hard Eyes. It looks like a modern version of Valentine, and again, you know, that's a movie that doesn't get enough love. So I'm excited to see maybe a little bit of love thrown towards it here, Yuri G. So it's exciting to me. I'm really excited to see what this is all about. I hope it's a good one. I hope it's a banging slasher. I'm hearing good things from people who have already seen it too. So I think it's going to be good. Yurdy G, thank you for the 5, my friend. I have not listened. Yurdy G, I don't know if I can even say this on live, but you sent me one of your new songs. I got to give it a listen still. I'm going to check that out as soon as possible. But I appreciate you a bunch, my friend. I can't wait to see you at GhouliCon this summer, too. We're going to GhouliCon. It's going to be a good time. Thanks for being here, my friend. David DeCecco. I think it's is it DeCecco? DeChico? I'm sticking with my guns here, DeCecco. David's been here before. What's up, David? How's it going, my friend? Thanks for being here. Why don't Sydney or Billy's dad have a bigger role? Billy's dad is also to blame for the events. He's literally in then out. LOL. I mean, he did give birth to Billy Loomis, you know, and that sucks. We never saw Billy's dad again after the events of the first Scream. I guess they could have done something with him, right? I think it is kind of interesting that he never turned into a killer, though. I would almost want to see him, if Billy's dad does come back in some capacity, I almost think it would be more interesting if he wasn't a killer. You know, this guy who's like hiding out somewhere because, you know, his entire family turned into serial killers in multiple movies. That could be really interesting. You know, that could be an interesting arc for somebody who didn't, you know, fall down the path of wanting to stab people in the throats, but more so just like hid and let the darkness consume him, you know, just couldn't move on from that kind of thing. I mean, that's awful. You know, your wife and your son killed a bunch of people in town. You're definitely going to be, you know, people are definitely going to start thinking things about you, whether that's right or wrong. And I could see a whole story being shaped around that. I've had a lot of theories regarding that. I'll tell you what, David, I've wanted to see a character from the past come back in that way because I think it would just be such a different way to approach it, right? The easy way would be to have Billy's dad just be a killer in a new movie, which I'm sure a lot of people have thought about. But to go the other route and to explore this character's psyche in a more controlled environment, not one where he's wearing a black robe and a mask and stabbing people, but more so just you know, catch up with this guy and to see how the ghostfaces, the aftermath of it really affects people even so many more years later. I feel like that could be really relevant to Scream 7 if they were to explore something along those lines. That could be fun. And again, really build out a lot of the, maybe world build a little bit, right? See what this guy's been doing this whole time, just rotting in a house somewhere in the middle of nowhere and hiding, you know? That could be fun. And Sydney's dad, is he dead? Do we know? Or is he going to be Grandpa Prescott here in the next movie? Well, I don't know. Could be interesting to see him play a role in Scream 7 here. Especially since we're going back to Sydney and kind of being a focal character. I wouldn't be against that. But David, thank you for the 5. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what else they do here with those characters. Hopefully something, right? I almost said Lopez. Lollipop Sanchez. I mixed like a bunch of words in my head together. Saying, what did you think of Wolfman? Again, thank you for the 2. Thanks for supporting the page. What did I think of Wolfman? I liked it, but I didn't love it. I think there was some elements to it that I thought were better than most Blumhouse movies, but ultimately I feel like they fumbled the bag with most of it. I'm sticking with my guns here, though. In my review, I said, hey, I feel like this is a turning point for Blumhouse. This movie wasn't complete ass. I did not hate this film in the same way that I hated something like Imaginary or Night Swim. I actually felt like Wolfman, it was a step in the right direction for them. Biggest things with this movie, though, is that they teased it as we're going to look at the Wolfman as something like, something similar to The Fly or The Thing, where we're treating it more so as like this virus that is slowly taking away human qualities from someone, which obviously is very relatable to real life situations and real diseases. That to me is interesting, and quite terrifying in its own right. And I just feel like they didn't go all in on that concept. You know, it still has the typical Blumhouse jump scares, which I feel like, I don't know, I'm speculating here, but I feel like Blumhouse movies, like that's just a must. That's just a thing that has to happen in these movies. Which I don't know. I would love to see Blumhouse get away from that for some of these movies, just to kind of shock and surprise us, not do exactly what they've always done. Because I feel like if this movie had focused a little more on just everything that was going on with Christopher Abbott's character, just completely centered itself on that would have been way more interesting. But again, I feel like it was just kind of all over the place. It was trying to do the jump scares of a typical Blumhouse movie. It was a little too fast paced in some areas. Like, it got to the house way too fast. Could have spent way more time with that family before we got there. Pacing was weird. The ending was like, I don't know. The ending did nothing for me, and I felt like it was supposed to be this big emotional climax, and I ended up just kind of being like, I don't care, because he didn't spend enough time on Christopher Abbott's character. Performances there are still pretty good. I feel like Julia Garner is like a little out of place in that role. You know, I feel like we just saw her playing like a more of a kid character, I guess, on Ozarks, right? And to see her in like this motherly role, it's kind of like tough. You know, it's kind of weird to see that character transitioning so hard to something else, but I don't know. I did not hate Wolfman. I have my complaints, but dude, I will take 100 more of these kind of movies over another Imaginary, over another Insidious, The Red Door. I mean, I don't know. It's not awful. I didn't hate this film entirely, but it's definitely not the Lee Winnell horror film reimagining that I was expecting. Something more similar to like Invisible Man, for instance. Like, that was excellent. Invisible Man, maybe one of the best horror films of the 2020s so far. And we just did not get that from this new movie. But Lollipop Sanchez, again, thank you for your support. Thank you to Lollipop, David, and Yurdy G. Really do appreciate all you guys for supporting the page. It means a ton to me. David really wants Scream 7 to be like Valentine 01. I'll take a Scream 7 reveal in the same style as that. Something really subtle like that. I know, I've heard a lot of people say in the last couple of years they want Scream 7 to have like a really dramatic reveal that like hits and cuts deep. But to do something more subtle like this, though, I think would be fucking awesome. And especially for a Ghostface that doesn't, maybe like gets revealed like right at the end of the movie and comes back for the next one. That would be the way to do it in the way that Valentine does it. And I am tiptoeing around spoilers here. I typically don't care about old movies. I typically don't care about the way about spoiling older movies, because I'm like, dude, it's from 2001. Like, if you haven't seen it by now, but that's like an underrated one. That one has flown under the radar in my opinion, and more people should check it out. And again, I feel like one of the best parts of that one is the twist. It's not like we're talking about The Shining, right? It's not like we're talking about Scatman Crothers gets the axe to the chest or whatever in The Shining. It's like, oh, dude, spoilers. Like, man, why would you say that? Everyone's seen The Shining. Everyone's seen The Shining or knows what happens in The Shining. David says it's DeChico. I was close. I was right the second time. I'm so sorry, David. I will absolutely try my best not to butcher your name next time. I really do appreciate you, though. Love the shows and videos. Keep up the great work and living the dream. Means a lot to me, David. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your support. I'm so sorry about butchering your last name. Appreciate you for being here, dog. Hybrid Gamer is saying, do you think Anna Camp can be Leslie Mocker? Also, I haven't seen the TikTok. What was it? I wouldn't be surprised if they were kind of silly and gave away, because I heard you can see Sam killing in the 5 trailer. So it's nothing concrete. Nothing concrete at all, but we have McKenna Grace using a Stu Macher soundbite from the original film, saying it's the "I'll be right back" when he's talking to Jamie Kennedy or whatever. So we have that, and then they're doing her hair, and I don't know, man. Like, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just getting in my head, but I swear to God, they're making her look like dark and brooding, like a ghost face, kind of like how Liana Liberato looked for like most of Scream 6. I feel. I don't know, man. Just the way she approached that character, Liana Liberato, I don't give her enough credit. I feel like every time the talking point comes up of Quinn, the big thing to talk about is the way they like fake killed her and then brought her back for the third act. But man, I don't know. I actually really like Quinn's characterization throughout the film. I think she's actually hidden really well in plain sight. Liana Liberato gives a really good performance. It's really just the writing there that I guess I'm just not crazy about. But I'm sensing something similar from McKenna Grace on set, which again, this new TikTok that just came out. It's like, dude, she's the killer. Like I'm betting on it. I'm betting money on it, Hybrid Gamer. But I'll definitely be talking. I got to talk about that in a video. I think now. I've hyped it up too much here on on stream, so I got to get into that soon. David, thank you for the 5, my friend. Really appreciate you. David Primero? God, all the Davids. I'm just butchering last names tonight. I'm sorry to the Davids of the world. I love you guys. Y'all are awesome. But anyways, David is saying, I want Scream 7 to pick up the sneakiness of Valentine 01, killer and unpredictable killer in urban legend. David, I was pining for the longest time for Jamie Blanks to direct Scream 7. I was saying, get him out of retirement to do the new Scream film. That would be cool as fuck. But I'm right there with you. Jamie Blanks, who directed both of the films you're talking about here, if he was in charge, he would really be steering this franchise in a good direction here. Not that Kevin Williamson isn't, but again, he's only directed one film before. I think here's my thing, right? Him directing a Scream film is like, okay, that's cool. He wrote the original. Like, of course he understands how this franchise is supposed to flow and feel. I mean, he's written the 2 best movies in this franchise, I think, without a doubt. But to me, if we're talking about fresh blood, like new people who should approach this franchise, it's Christopher Landon and Jamie Blanks all day. Who should direct the next Scream movie after this? It's one of them. I love that Kevin is doing his one here, but I feel like we should. I want to hear new voices. I want to hear new voices in the Scream franchise. And I don't know. Maybe have Kevin write one. Maybe have Kevin write the next one. That would be cool. Could you imagine like Kevin Williamson writing Scream 8 and Jamie Blanks from Urban Legend and Valentine directing? I mean, tell me that wouldn't be fucking awesome. I don't know. David, I would love something like this, and I'm really hoping we have a mind-blowing killer reveal here at the end of Scream 7. I really hope we do, because I don't know, personally, like, Amber really got me in Scream 5. Richie, I had figured out pretty much from the get-go. I think that in Scream 6, I don't know, not a killer reveal that really, I don't know. They were just trying to do too much. It was too complex, right? Scream 7, I hope that they go back to simplistic killer reveal, something that's just like really mind-blowing because it's not too out there or too over the top. But we'll see. We'll see, David. Good. Go out there with the motive, but keep it simple with who it is, right? David, thank you for the 5, my friend. I appreciate you. I'm hoping for the same things. We're in the same boat here. Let me tell you. Who else is with us here? Shot by Shot is saying, all I want from a Scream film is just someone running, trying not to get killed. Is it so hard to make that? You get a lot of that in the Scream films, though. I'll tell you what. You get a lot of running around, a lot of evasion. Next Gen is saying, do you think Hard Eyes will be solid? I'm predicting like a 67% on Rotten Tomatoes. It looks really fun. Here's a good question, because we have a big... What's interesting about this one is we have a big comparison piece with this movie. And what I'm talking about here is Thanksgiving from 2023, right? Why am I saying that? It's also a holiday slasher that comes from the same studio, has some similar people involved, right? And that one has a 84% on Rotten Tomatoes from critics, 79% from the audience. So I could see Hard Eyes kind of falling down the same vein. The hiccups are killing me tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I definitely could see this one being reviewed in a similar light. Your 70 to 80 range, somewhere in between there. And I hope it's that good. It's coming from a creative team that I also really like and I think has a lot of potential. I'll admit, Josh Rubin has made 2 films as of now, which I'm not crazy about, but both of them have gotten better. Like Scare Me was like, I was kind of on the fence about. Werewolves Within, an even better film. It's 7 out of 10. Solid movie. I had a good time with it. Hard Eyes, I think, will be his best film yet, from a director's standpoint, without a doubt. And, you got Christopher Landon and Michael Kennedy on this one, and they've made a lot of fun murder mystery slashers. Like, Freaky, I think, is their crown jewel so far. This might top it. But I really like, I don't know, me personally, Freaky was a ton of fun. Had it not come out right at the end of a pandemic there, I think it would have done way better, hit more with audiences as well, just like how Happy Death Day did. But I'm really hoping Hard Eyes is more than solid. I hope that it's even better than something like that. I could see it being like a solid 8 out of 10. That's what I'm predicting as of right now. And I don't want to go into it with too high of expectations, but I do think it's going to be a fun one. I think it's going to be a good time. Not one we're walking away from disappointed. It's a slasher with bloody kills and a fun little murder mystery. I mean, as long as they hit on those cylinders, right? It's a good mystery. Has some solid kills in there. Not everything about it was spoiled in the trailers. I think it's going to be a good movie. I think it's going to be one that I personally will really be into. So, how would you feel if McKenna Grace could be Stu's daughter, who's the whole Leslie Mocker thing, that gets brought up a lot. It was a name that was just dropped out of thin air in Scream 5, and now everyone has blown that out of proportions. But I guess Mark Kincaid was too, right? I have not shut up about Mark Kincaid, I feel like, in most of the Scream updates in the last couple of weeks. But the idea of doing, Leslie Mocker to me is just like, it would be way too obvious just to make her Ghostface. But doing something like this might be an interesting way of doing it, right? Like maybe she's Stu's sister's daughter, right? And she's our Ghostface killer in the new movie. Me personally, I'm just done with the family connections. I'm done with the connections to the past. But I wouldn't rule it out for a new Scream film because, of course, they're going to do something like this. Of course, something like that could be the case in one of these new movies. And I just feel like if they make Leslie Mocker the killer, that's expected. The Scream fans, we're going to analyze the fuck out of these movies, rip them to shreds, try to figure out who the next killer is going to be. Of course, we're going to look at the character that got name dropped in 5. Has some kind of connection to a previous killer. But you do something like this. The reveal is she's the secret daughter of Leslie Mocker that we did not know about. I mean, there's a little bit of thought put into that. I still don't love the family connection, but at least it's not the immediately expected thing, right? There's another step that was taken there with a whole other character. I could get into something like that, I wouldn't love it, but I'd be like, okay, you thought about that for more than 2 seconds. and that to me is like, okay, at least there was some thought put into the writing process of that one. Opposed to just, hey, that was something from a previous movie, bam, we're throwing it into ours. So, I don't know. Just my thoughts. Jason Carpenter, what's up, fella? How's it going? Thanks for being a member. What's up, Jake? Just made it in. Rock on, dude. Rock on. How are you tonight, Jason? What are some of your horror-y thoughts? Throw them out there in the chat. Jamie Blanks, Jamie Blanks actually did direct more than 2 films. But I'll be honest, cream of the crop from him is Urban Legend and Valentine. I cannot remember for the life of me the other 2 movies he did, but I remember reading about these and being like, ugh. Storm Warning and Long Weekend. I think I got like halfway through Storm Warning, and I don't know, I was not crazy about that one. But I did, again, Valentine and Urban Legend, cream of the crop from that guy. Like, dude, seriously, if you guys have not seen those flicks, whew, they're good. I think he's like been attached to other movies, like not in a director's role. He also did this movie called Silent Number. It's a short film called Silent Number. If you guys have not watched that, it's gorgeous. And it's like, oh my God, this guy's doing Scream before Scream in 1993. Like, what the fuck? That is so cool. But yeah, if you haven't seen Silent Number, definitely give that a watch. It's interesting, to say the least. You can see how horror was going to a certain place in the 90s. Because, again, people were sick of the 80s slasher format at that point. It had been done to death. And in the early to mid 90s, people were like, we got to take this somewhere else. We got to start doing something else. And you could start to see the Scream formula building, with each new thing, with, New Nightmare. What else is a good example of some early slashers that were actually really good from that time? Honestly, yeah, the Jamie Blanks short film. There's a lot of little inklings of that, and it's just really interesting. But yeah, Jamie Blanks, a lot of good stuff under his belt. But again, Valentine, Urban Legend, definitely his best work, for sure. Child's Play fan is saying, honestly, I just hope it's some new psycho killer who's obsessed with Stab and Sydney's story. Maybe could throw some Stu connections, but not directly. I'm here for that. Yeah, I'm here for something along those lines. I wouldn't. I know some people are like, I'm so done with the Stab movies. Like let's move past that. But I wouldn't be opposed to some sort of reinvention of it. If they want to focus on, I don't know, maybe like a true crime documentary, right, about Stab. Like maybe the focal point of the commentary of Scream 7 could be to focus on the real thing that happened, opposed to how everyone's obsessed with the movies, right? That could be fun. That could be something completely different versus what we've already gotten. And I feel like a lot of the Scream movies have kind of hit on that a little bit, but like to make that like front and center, a little more in your face, where, I think Screams like 1, 2, 3, and 4 all kind of have a little bit of a focus on like Scream 1 slasher movies, Scream 2 sequels, Scream 3 trilogies, Scream 4 remakes. Let's just focus on, hey, let's stop talking about movie commentary. Let's talk about like the real thing that inspired this awful tragedy. That could be a cool little commentary in and of itself. It's kind of what we try to focus on with Red Right Hand with my Scream fan film. But I don't know. I would love to see Scream actually tackle that, and way better than what some assholes with $5,000 could do. But anyways, David, what's up, fella? Thank you again for your support. Appreciate you. What you think about the new Strangers Chapter 2? Seems like they're making the couple dumb, especially on the first chapter. Original Strangers and the sequel is better. I'm with you, David. Man, Chapter 1 just was, probably my least favorite movie from last year, if I'm being completely honest. And I mean, I think I saw over 50 new horror movies last year, and that was at the bottom of the list, man. I just was not crazy about that one. And, I to kind of go off of that too, I love The Strangers. Like, the first Strangers, I think, is one of the scariest horror movies ever. I really enjoyed a bunch. And the sequel is a ton of fun too. Like, I don't think I like it more than the original, but it's a really good watch. Definitely a little more palatable than the first one, right? It's a little more fun, a little more upbeat. It's got some top 40 songs in it, so it makes it a little more fun, and sequences are a little more colorful, just like the plot. And I'm here for it. I like that reinvention. They didn't just do the same thing that the first Strangers did, which I like. I kind of like that, the other thing I like about Pray at Night as well is that it almost feels like how Texas Chainsaw is to Texas Chainsaw 2, the sequel or whatever. That's like basically a parody of the first one. That's kind of how I see Strangers and Strangers Pray at Night, right? It's almost like like here's this awful thing that happened, and here's a little bit of a recovery movie for that. It's still an awful thing that's happening in this sequel, but it's a little more fun, and we're having a good time with these characters from the first movie. Where the first one is just like a dreadful, nails on a chalkboard. Oh my God, one of the scariest things I've ever seen, and I love it. But yeah, I don't know, man. We never needed a Strangers trilogy in the first place that was trying to explain who these characters were in the first place. Honestly, if you want to know who the Strangers are, there's enough context clues in that first movie to kind of get an answer. I mean, they're driving around a rusty truck. They're wearing flannel shirts. They're just a bunch of bored hillbillies, man. That's all it is. That's all it is, and that's all that you need that's all that you need from that in general. And that's why, Strangers Chapter 1, I don't know, I guess it's like trying to smell its own farts and say, hey, we analyzed that first movie. We're going to give you the best answer possible. And it's just like, that's not what we wanted from the Strangers, dog. That's not what we wanted from this franchise. I will say, Strangers Chapter 2, it has the one positive, the one silver lining to this film is that there's nowhere else to go but up. I mean, Chapter 1 is rock bottom, in my opinion. That is a film that completely missed the point of the franchise, the medium that it was trying to tell its story through. So chapter 2 can only get better from here. Like, I don't know how it could get worse. It's one of those situations. I'm knocking on wood right now because God forbid it does get worse, but I don't know. I don't know how it could get worse. I'm really hoping that chapter 2 is something better. And if we're to believe anything that, you know, the creatives in charge of this franchise are talking about right now, they're saying that, you know, chapter 1 was supposed to be that familiar chapter, something trying to do something that the other movies have already done to reestablish itself. Now chapter 2, maybe even chapter 3 are going to get into some weirder things, but I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know who I can trust anymore. I'll see chapter 2, but I'm not loving what I'm seeing already. That first teaser trailer, I'm with you, David. I feel like they made the couple really dumb, and they're already giving away things in the teaser trailer. They're basically begging people to come to the theaters and see the next one. So I don't know, man. I'm on the fence. I'm pretty turned off by the new Stranger movies, but we'll always have those first two. That's what I'm thinking about. We'll always have the first one and Pray at Night, man. But David, thank you for the 5, my friend. Again, I really do appreciate your support of the page. And hey, maybe these movies are awesome, and that would make me very happy. If Strangers Chapter 2 rocked, that'd be awesome. Nothing would make me happier. Jason Carpenter, again, thank you for being a member, saying how bad Mikey Madison getting an Oscar nomination for Honora, the girl who started as the cutest Scream Ghostface, making it big in film. And I still have not seen Honora, which is like a crime against humanity, apparently, at this point. But I hear it's really good. And I've always known that Mikey Madison was an excellent actress ever since I saw her in, what's it called? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I mean, she has a genuinely small role in that film. And she stood out to me. Like, I was like, wow, this chick can act. When she got announced to be in Scream 5, I'm like, she is going to give a good performance here. And goddamn, she does. I mean, she's one of, I don't know, man. That's one of the best reveals in the whole franchise, and it comes down to her performance in that film. And clearly she impressed somebody because she was able to be in this flick, and now she's an Oscar-nominated actress, which is fucking awesome, man. So Mikey Madison has deserved her flowers for some time now. I'm glad she's finally getting some praise, man, because she rocks. She's fucking awesome. So I'm very proud. As a Scream fan, I'm very proud to see her go on and do bigger and better things. And I can't wait to see what she does next. Hopefully she returns to horror at some point, though. That would be fun. I need to rewatch the platform movies. They were good, but I only saw them once. You know, Raptor Crasher Incorporated, I never saw the sequel, but I never heard good things about it either. I definitely want to sit down and watch it, though, because I think the first one is it's a really nice little allegory about capitalism, right? Or trickle-down economics, as they call it. To me, it's like, okay, that's cool. That's an interesting concept. I don't know, you know, how does the sequel expand upon that? I'm interested. I'm open-minded to it, but I don't know. I never felt that needed a sequel. I felt like it was a perfect little allegory in and of itself, and yeah, I'll see the sequel. I'll check it out at some point. But I'm kind of, I don't know, Netflix sequels, I guess I've never really given a shot to, but I should. I guess I should. Riley Rage is saying chapter 1 was so bad. Like, what? What even was that? It's crazy. Mikey Madison was amazing in Honora. Great film. FaZe, I gotta watch this one. Scott Royston has been a member for 6 months. That's crazy. And I know it's been way longer. You're right. I get into the habit of saying that. I appreciate you, though, Scott. Thank you for your support over the years. More like a year and 6 months, but it's been fun. Thank you, Jake, for all you do. Love you, brah. I love you, too, Scott. Thanks for being here, Doug. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for as long as you have, too. I really do appreciate you hanging out with me on these streams, man. It's been a ton of fun. It's been a crazy ride. I'm grateful for every second of it, let me tell you. It's been a really good time. Nothing but a good time here, man. What else is going on? Rennie Harlan needs to give us an update on Strangers Chapter 2. We have not heard news since October when we got the teaser trailer with no release date. Yeah, I imagine it's got to be coming out sometime this summer, right? Even though, like, I'm with Scott here, waste of a lot of money. I still think they're going to try to bank on the fact that this is a big IP. They're going to try to make some money off of it. So I could totally see this being a summer release. I really think that, and even if these movies are crap, I really think what they should do is just release them maybe back to back, like over the summer or something like that. Just do like what the Fear Street trilogy did, right? Where they all just kind of came out in succession. Have its theatrical run, and then the next month just throw out chapter 3, see if it makes any money. To me, it's like, dude, that's your best case scenario at this point. But I don't know. We'll see what they end up doing. I hope something I hope it's something of quality, man. I'll take something at this point. I'm going in with like the absolute lowest expectations to chapter 2, so if they do anything relatively good, I'm going to be impressed. Dean Renner, thank you for being a member, my friend. What's up, Dean? Late to the party, but what's up, everybody? What's up, dog? How's it going? Thanks for being here. Thanks for talking a little horror with us tonight. If you're excited for anything, let us know. Let us know down in the comments. Ooh, Albany Saratoga Media Collector has changed their name to Wax On, Wax 518. I don't know what that means. But I like the kind of Karate Kid reference, kind of. Art doing Food Network making that head cheese would be awesome. I'm just at a loss for words with that one. Dear God. See, head cheese makes me think of something not good, and I'm scared. I'm scared here. Art the Clown probably smells like that, though. Tell you what. He cannot smell good. There's no way. Platform 2 hits on the opposite of capitalism. Also bad because it leads to crazy religious cults and just as much suffering. Ooh, so we're kind of talking about like the other side of it. That's interesting. So it's almost like Platform 2 is like required viewing, you know? Okay. I'm interested. I'm interested. Now I'm really interested, Raptor Crashers Incorporated. You're selling me on that bad boy there. Platform 2, I got to give that one a watch. Demi Moore versus Mikey Madison. Now that's our horror darlings are nominated for Best Actress. Oscar, who gets it? You know, for the love of rock, I love Mikey Madison. Excellent actress, and I'm sure Honora is fantastic. But my girl Demi better win that shit. That's all I'm saying. Demi deserves it so bad, dude. The Substance is a hard movie to watch. And if you think it's hard to watch, imagine playing that role. Imagine playing the role of Demi Moore in that movie. There's a lot that can be said about it. I feel like it's probably not great coming from me. Coming from a young dude on the internet, right? But I can imagine that was a tough role for Demi Moore, to do. And to me, that's impressive. That's really impressive. A lot had to be given to do that role. A lot had to be, you had to be in a certain headspace, I imagine, to do that role and to be there. So I don't know. I just have so much respect and love for Demi Moore for doing that. I think it's fucking sick. And it's easily a horror classic. I mean, The Substance is a movie, just like, I'm trying to think some other modern horror classics that we're going to be talking about. It Follows, Get Out, The Substance. We're going to be talking about these movies for years and years and years and years to come. Just like, just like The Shining, just like The Thing, just like Halloween. I mean, these are big hitter movies, man. And I don't know. I'm just really excited to see whatever comes from Coralie Farja next. I'd love Demi Moore to keep doing horror movies too, because that would be fun. And honestly, if Mikey Madison does win, I'm sure it's deserved. Again, I have not seen that flick yet that she's in. That I hear is so good, but I'm sure it's fantastic. So, whoever wins, I'm sure deserves it. But man, would love to see the Substance like sweep the Oscars. That would be so cool. What else is going on here? Got to be some way to make Art versus Victor Crowley, not copy Freddy versus Jason. Like bring back the cast from both Terrifier and Hatchet franchises. Well, Sage, what's cool about Freddy versus Jason is they kind of worked a story that would work for both of these entities, right? And that to me is what they would have to do if they did something like Art versus Victor Crowley, like set these two characters in the same universe all along somehow, which wouldn't be too hard. I mean, we've never seen Art the Clown go to Louisiana, right? So I mean, like you could write some kind of ridiculous story where they need to work together somehow, right? You could figure that out. They figured it out with Freddy versus Jason, and it was campy as fuck, but I loved it. Freddy versus Jason is so much fun. That's one of the funnest horror movies to put on, man. So I could totally see them working something out where they can have these two villains in the same movie. That would be fun, man. I'd be into it. Honestly, I think Terrifier should run its course with the story, like wrap it up. And then do shit like this, that like have some fun little Terrifier spin-off movies where it's like it's Art the Clown and he's fighting other slasher villains, man. That would be so much fun. I would love to see some campy movies like that make it to theaters again. Would be a good time. Jason's got to go. Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out. Do you think Randy knew that Stu was somehow involved and that they were talking at the fountain. Do you think Randy knew that Stu was involved? I think Randy was starting to figure it out a little bit because I mean he accuses Billy, you know, in the video store, right? I don't think he knew about Stu though. I don't think he knew about Stu because again, I'm thinking about what Randy's role is ultimately in Scream, and he's kind of a surrogate for the audience. And I think the audience is kind of in the same headspace as Randy, especially by the time we get to the video store sequence. We're thinking it's definitely Billy. Like, Billy's a little too suspicious. Something's going on there. That's got to be the case. But he's literally talking to Stu. I think that video store sequence is like one of the most brilliant scenes in any murder mystery horror film ever. Like it's perfectly encapsulates like what is actually going on there, right? But again, Randy being your audience surrogate, he's the focal point of that scene. It's literally him at work and he's talking to Stu. And Billy and Stu like bully him and say, "Hey, shut the fuck up! Don't spoil the movie before it's over." I'm like, man, that is one of the that's one of the greatest scenes in a horror film. I'm just gonna say it. I don't even care. Judge me. But that scene in Scream is, I mean, and again, I know, you know, some people are like, hey, you know, I love some of the Scream sequels. I think they're better than the original. I don't think any of them. And as much as I love Scream 4 and Scream 6, I don't think any of them come close to the masterful writing that is some of those sequences in that first Scream movie, man. I mean, that scene alone is like fucking perfect. Like, I don't know. I love the sequels. They're a lot of fun, but nothing comes close to the original, man. The sequels, to me, I tend to take them a little too seriously, but I probably shouldn't because I think at the end of the day, a Scream sequel is just for fun. And I don't know. Nothing's going to top that original movie, man. Nothing is going to hit as hard as that one did at the time that it came out. It was just like perfect timing, a lot of luck, a lot of just masterful precision. A lot of things had to come together to make Scream as great as it was. And to me, I'm just excited to get more sequels and just to see whatever comes next from the franchise. I'm down for it. You know, I'm down for it. I'm down to have some more fun with some more Ghostface mysteries. But man, I mean, that scene in particular, it's just perfect. It's just perfect. Love it. They should have never killed Randy off. I know. But it is a shock in the sequel, isn't it? It is really shocking. I'd probably cry if we could at least get a Nightmare on Elm Street special that's animated with Robert doing Freddy's voice. I think that's all we can hope for at this point. Yeah, I mean, I'm rewatching Stranger Things season 4. That's what we were kind of getting into this weekend because I'm really excited for Stranger Things season 5, man. Like I'm over the moon about that series. I don't know, that franchise has really just gotten me in the last couple of seasons. Seasons 1 and 2, I don't know. I wasn't in love with Stranger Things, but man, you get into season 3 and 4, and that's where it really lights up for me personally. But I loved seeing Robert Englund in that series, kind of just giving this really creepy performance as a human character that had this supernatural awful thing happen to him. I would love to see a new Nightmare on Elm Street where he's able to come back and play a character similar to Victor Creel, kind of doing something along those lines. Maybe someone who was afflicted by Freddy a long time ago with someone else doing it. But I don't know. I want a new Nightmare on Elm Street film. I know that everyone wants Robert to come back and play the character, but it just kind of seems like he's done. You know, he's done with that at this point, and he wants to move on and do something else. I do want a new Nightmare film, though, man. I think they could do it really good in the modern day. And we've seen a lot of films recently, especially Mr. Crockett, which... if you haven't seen that film and you're a Nightmare on Elm Street fan, you're missing out. Oh my God. That is the prototype for what a modern Nightmare on Elm Street film could be. And I think it's better than most of the sequels. But I don't know, man. I would love to see a new Nightmare on Elm Street film in that same vein, with that same style approached, with somebody just genuinely excellent playing Freddy Krueger. You got to get the right guy. I mean, that's what it comes down to. But I don't know. I really hope we get something soon. Who do you want to be the final in Scream 7? Who do I want to be the final? Who do I want to be the final girl in Scream 7? Maybe is what you mean. I hope it's Sydney. I hope it's Sydney because I feel like the way that they've marketed this film is that we're telling a Sydney story again. We're going back to the roots of Scream. But I don't know. I have questions about that, I guess, because Isabel May is our new, maybe our new final girl character, where we're passing the torch from Sydney to daughter now. But I don't know. I really hope they don't make Isabel May the Ghostface, though. I'll tell you what. I will be upset. That to me is just Scream 4 all over again, and we got that movie already. That movie already came out, and I like it for what it is. But I hope it's Sydney. I hope they actually do put the focus back on Sydney, and it's her trying to survive against Ghostface again. That would be I would really respect Scream 7 for doing that and sticking with its guns, opposed to just resting on its laurels and saying, well, we'll just do the reboot thing again that we did in literally 2 of the last 3 movies. I would have a lot of respect for Scream 7 to actually focus on Sidney Prescott and not just make her third act back up. So we'll see. We'll see. The problem with the original Scream is that it has the weakest kills in the franchise: a principal, a cameraman, and a garage door. I mean, yeah, I can't argue with you there, for the love of rock. I have mixed feelings about that, because I think my thing about Scream is that it has such a strong script. It didn't need brutal kills, but at the same time, yeah, it should have had more brutal kills at the same time. Because I almost feel like the message would be more powerful if it did all the things that a lot of the slashers from the past did, but better, Like, have the kills be way more insane, right? Like, top anything that came before it. They're talking about Halloween a bunch in Scream, right? Like, that's a big focal point of that movie is where, oh, well, this is just like Halloween, but then it's not. So, a big point, a big place they could have improved there, I think, which would have been cool, like to be like, hey, we're better than Halloween, is not to have like campy, goofy kills, like actually things that are fucking terrifying, right? People getting heads ripped off and shit. That to me, I feel like would have elevated the commentary even more, to say like, yeah, we're, this is the new wave. This is the new wave of slasher films. We're brutal. We're better. It's better than ever, kind of thing. So I don't know. I don't mind the kills in Scream, because I still think there are some good ones. I actually like the garage door one, as goofy as it is. It's a fun time. But besides the opening scene, I don't even think there's really that many really brutal moments besides that. That's awesome, but past that, I don't know. Kills are okay, but I don't think that's not really the focus of Scream, I guess, is my point, But if we are just judging it based on kills, yeah, they're not the greatest I've ever seen, but I don't know. I guess that just wasn't the focal point, and that's okay. Scream proved that slashers don't have to always be about the scariest slasher, the most brutal killer, and that to me is what I do really respect and like about it. But I think it would have been cool if the kills had been super over the top. Question: will Chad finally get beheaded or throat slit? I don't know. This is a big question that's come up recently about, will Chad be the opening scene in Scream 7? And I'm really starting to think no, because we have Mindy involved now. And that has me thinking that no, they're not going to kill Chad or Mindy in this new movie. I really think that Chad and Mindy are going to be there to just to like advertise that, hey, there's a spin-off movie coming soon. We're doing a spin-off at some point in the future, and we're going to be in it. I really think that's why they're there. I don't even think they're going to be in the movie that much. Even though it would be cool to see them involved more, but I feel like we're going to tell a Sydney story here. It's going to be a simple Sydney story that hopefully rocks. And we're going to set up like a bigger Scream universe. There's more things happening outside the world of Scream that something like this Kirby spinoff movie could do really well. Maybe Chad and Mindy are involved with that. Hopefully Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera, fingers crossed. But that's wishful thinking is what that is. But I hope that Chad lives, even though I'm obviously I've been romanticizing the idea of Chad dying in the opening scene, because it would establish this new Ghostface as something really brutal, but again, might sacrifice some story elements that maybe Scream wants to save for something else, another project down the line. So I'm down. I'm down for keeping Chad alive. If we want to have him be a big player in this, in some new thing, some kind of spin-off movie. Scream will never be Halloween. They have to stop thinking that. Know your place. Films like Psycho, Halloween, and Black Christmas are the granddaddies. If anything, Scream was paying homage. Yeah, it was. I don't disagree with you at all. Scream is absolutely its own animal. That's why I think it is such an important horror film. That's why they're constantly making references to other horror movies throughout that entire flick. There would be no Scream without all of the movies that they're kind of ripping on a little bit and saying, hey, it's the 90s now. We need a new phase of horror. Scream is it's a very confident film, and I think people look at it as being cocky, right? I think some people can look at Scream and say, well, it's just spitting in the faces of what came before it. No. Halloween was a revolution in and of itself. Scream is the same thing, right? Scream is like, well, actually, okay, we've done the 80s slasher thing, and there hasn't been any movement to change that, to move in a new direction. And Scream said, fuck that. We're changing. We're progressing forward. We're going to do something else here. And it's really cool for that. I love Halloween for what it is. It's a great time capsule. I think it's one of the best slasher movies ever made. Excellent soundtrack. Excellent one of the most iconic killer of all time, birthed in that film. But Scream decided, hey, let's take that same idea and make it more late 90s. Make it a little more. Let's update this concept a little more. So yeah, no, I don't see it as spitting in the face of what came before it. I see it more as just we're gonna joke around a little bit with this and make something new with it, right? So. And you got to remember it was 1996, man. I mean, the late 90s were mean spirited as fuck. You see that in music and movies and in all media pretty much, and that continues into the thousands as well. I mean, you wouldn't have Scary Movie coming out in 2000 isn't an accident or a coincidence or something. The attitude then was just way angrier, man. People were pissed off in that time period. So. I don't know. It's an energy that I personally really resonate with. I really enjoy media from that time period, the late 90s, early thousands. A lot of good stuff there, man. A lot of excellent stuff in that one. Whew. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm losing my voice, so I think I gotta sign off here. But it has been an absolutely excellent time talking with all of you, talking a little bit about horror as well. I think I'm gonna have a Scream video for tomorrow. I have a Scream marathon video coming out sometime soon too. It's already uploaded to the page, but I think I'm gonna have it go up later this week. Because I don't know. I have a video that I really wanted. I really want to make this video for tomorrow. The more I talk about it, the more I'm like, oh, that's cool. I should do that. So we'll talk a little bit about we'll talk about some more Scream stuff tomorrow. Maybe even a Scary Movie theory video at some point too. And yeah, I'm really excited to get into all this. Thanks for joining me. I'll be live again tomorrow to talk some more Scream. And then Wednesday, don't miss that. It's going to be a members only stream. It's going to be a fun time. So stop on by. Thank you for hanging out. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Peace out.